Before I get started on the session, a big thank you to Pata. And we believe firmly at nasscom that there is no plan B, there is no planet B. And we are actually walking the talk on sustainability. This is going to be another carbon neutral event. And we're going to be not only doing things which is just plastic free, but we're also going to be paying for each and everybody's carbon footprints and travel. Right from the food to various other areas. So if we can make a sizable difference from that Monday morning onwards in terms of living the dream as far as sustainability is concerned, I think we would have done remarkably well. Thank you so much in terms of your contribution in terms of sustainability. Now, we move into the concluding session, and what can I say? When people said Shri can't do anything, Shri actually proved them wrong and said he can do everything. And it's also the attitude of such people like Srikanth which have made him stand heads and shoulders apart from a lot of other people. Now, he fought a legal case and to be actually eligible to study for higher secondary education. He got selected for India to represent India in the visually challenged cricket team. He also tried to reach into the IITs, and the IITs were not made for him, so he ended up studying at MIT. He came back to India to set up a manufacturing unit, and where he could actually employ physically challenged individuals. And who more that he could get as far as the first investor than our very own Dr. Kalam sir. He refused to take a business award because it was for the best leader in a special category. And to top it all, a man who at 32 years of age has had a movie made on his life at just 32. And before we get started, I just want to take a little poll here to see on how many people have actually seen the movie on Srikanth's life. If you can just raise your hands, that'll be great. Okay, that's not many, and we still have potential for many more to see it very soon. But a really inspiring story. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would request each of you to put your hands together and give a rousing applause and welcome Srikanth Bolla, the CEO of Bollant Industries, onto the stage. So Srikanth, welcome to the 14th edition, the concluding session of our 14th edition of the nasscom GCC Conclave. We're really proud to have you on board. And as I've been telling you, it's been a dream come true for me after 3 years to get you onto this platform. Welcome, Srikanth.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think being the last session, all good things must come to an end. So I want to close it off with this session. So even from a very young age, either I go first or last. I think Sandeep has given me last today. So thank you so much. Indeed, it's great privilege to be here at nasscom GCC Conclave and see all of you, a big hall with full of bright minds. So great to interact with all of you. Thank you.
Great. So a little bit on Srikanth before we get started with the question and answers. And there's much more to Srikanth than the serious, intelligent, diligent person that he's seen in the movie and on celluloid. And you know, this Srikanth is a bit different. He's full of life. He's also got a witty sense of humor. You must watch out for his one-liners. And from all his previous interviews and our previous interactions, I've just realized that I'm just a bit concerned that maybe this in-conversation may not turn out to be an in-conversation because he likes to talk a lot. It might just become a keynote. So we'll get started with the questions, shall we?
Yes.
Great. Thank you. So the first question that I have for Srikanth, and we'll actually phase this in three parts. The first part is going to be about his past life, and the second one is going to be a very interesting conversation on sports. The third is going to be about business and technology, and the fourth, we're going to do a little witty rapid fire. Yeah? Great. So we'll get
We
started.
have to make it interesting because people are ready to go homes and hit their families soon.
Absolutely. And we'll keep the one-liners going. And we'll leave a bit of time also for Q&A if possible. So let's get started. So Srikanth, how does it feel in terms of having a very successful and inspirational movie based on your life when you're just about 32? And how about an autobiography that talks about you from 32 to 50? Over to you.
I think nothing of that sort of anything like autobiography because I have to do much more, and I have a lot of the journey is just beginning. So getting biopic shot at the age of 32 is a scary thing, and because I'm not sure what I'm going to do for next 40 years. So people are going to expect definitely more out of me and out of in general anyone. So this has been a complex achievement, I should say, because that is why whenever the director and wanted to do a movie on me, and he tried to reach me several ways and over last several years, I said no because I always think I've not done anything. And movies are meant for people who have achieved phenomenal success in life and have spent a decent chunk of life, maybe 50, 60 years. So I'm in a way lucky, in a way unlucky, because having a celebrity status at the age of 32 is a blessing in disguise. So I am being watched very carefully, and I should mind now not to eat pani puri on the road, or maybe cannot eat ice cream with a pretty girl on the side of the shop, because people tend to look at you. I think, not that I have eaten, but I'm just saying that opportunity will not be taken from you.
Awesome.
But it's indeed a great journey that I have lived. Even when I saw this movie on screen, even though I lived this life, I was tearful, I was emotional, I was inspirational, I was proud, and because even though the story belonged to me, I forgot that it's my story. This movie is all about an ordinary human being who happened to be visually impaired, not about someone who's blind by birth. So it's about a common man.
Awesome. Okay, I started by talking about what I would call as diligent, intelligent, and I would add another word there, which is stubborn. And we also said that there is a fun side to Srikanth. So let's hear the fun side, the pranks, the fun things that have actually, the different side of Srikanth. Over to you.
I think life. This life is a gift and blessing to all of us. Even though you are professional, very workaholic, just like me, I think living the life as it is quite important. So I also live it the fullest with happiness and with full of exciting achievements and opportunities because I want to enjoy my life, and the way I enjoy my life is to work and work more. So if when somebody was asking me what is your hobby, I said I love to work. So if I don't have work on my plate, I become restless. So I guess a couple of days back there was a massive delay of flight due to temperature rise in the fuel. So my wife was actually asking me, "Did you mess with anybody? Were you able to sit quietly in the seat or not?" Because the silence is something I cannot take it, so I have to be doing something. Maybe like an ADHD person, I behave maybe when I'm not having anything to do. So even just before coming onto the stage, I was fighting with Hitisha that you did not given me a chance to put on my suit. I just came from the meeting directly. Because people want me to look smarter than Rajkumar Rao. So NASCOM actually did not allow me to put on my pretty clothes, but anyway, I look pretty as usual. But I just want to tell you, I'm always clean shaven and nicely trimmed, but today is an exception. So I didn't have time to do it. having I was very funny from the school days also. So one of the best things I remember from my school days is I studied from a blind school, special school in Hyderabad. So we were living in inside the four walls, small niche campus building. So we all had great bonding within. So I, as a class leader and a bright student in the class, would always do well, and I wanted my class students also to do well because I cannot accept failure, not from myself alone, but from other people also. And I don't see people suffering. I don't like someone cries or someone feels bad. So I always think, even if it is wrong for me to do it, I would do something even a little bit unethical or whatever, cheating, to make someone happy. So whenever we had exams, we all used to write it in Braille, and as usual, I'm a smart student. I was a smart student, so I used to do well. So I used to prepare all my classmates. कुछ नहीं जो करना है तुमको करो, but when the objective type questions comes, I'll help you to get 30 points so that you will pass. The way I do it is, if I say, teacher, I want to go to toilet, that means the answer is A. If I hit a bench twice, the answer is B. Or if I get up and throw a stylus down, the answer might be C. So these kind of codes, I would just give them and make sure everyone passes. I mean, for me, it looks very funny now, but those days, seeing the smiles on everyone's face is what I really enjoyed. And if you had watched a movie, if not, please watch it. There's a famous kukroko in the movie, that the smell of a chicken always would chicken always would smell in the kitchen, but that would not have come to our plates in the hostel that we lived in. So I was actually made to speak one day in public, and I said, सर मैंने आधा थैंक्स ही बोलूँगा क्योंकि वट एवर डोनेशंस यू आर मेकिंग आधा ही हमको प्लेट में आ रहा है, आधा तो उनका जेब में जा रहा है. क्योंकि एवरी डे मुझे तो कुकरू का स्मेल आता है, लेकिन खाने में तो सांबार और ब्रिंजाल ही आता है. I think the repercussions of that was getting thrown away from the school. But I really enjoyed the journey. Even though I was thrown out, my classmates remember me forever. And I'm always witty, right? I pull people, and I had great life, and I never had experience of being stalked in America or when I was young. So when my wife kind of stalked me on Facebook, I was taken up by surprise. But the destiny is what is created. So I believe destiny doesn't leave us. So after 2 years of my getting stalked on Facebook, I met my wife and happily married, blessed with a small daughter of 2 months. So enjoying this life as it is. So, even today, if you go and ask my father, what do you want Srikanth to do? He will happily smile at you and say, I want him to get a government job and get married to a pretty girl. And getting married to a pretty girl, that too getting stalked, is a beautiful feeling. But working for someone else, let alone maybe phenomenal organizations that you belong to, is not in my DNA. It fills me with total revulsion. And that is why I became an entrepreneur and enjoying this life as it is. Giving livelihood opportunities to many people and seeing smiles on face while doing something that I'm passionate about in protecting this environment, climate, and sustainability.
Okay, so this is what I was mentioning to you about the keynote moment with Srikanth. So we'll have to get him down. Okay, so
mics love me actually. I don't like mics.
Okay, so let's go on to the question about two legends in your life, and that's Dr. Abdul Kalam and Ratan Tata. And these both have actually invested in your business. My question is...
More or less in a vision, I guess.
Yeah.
More than a business.
Okay, so my question is twofold. In how did you manage to pitch these two legends so perfectly? And what's the secret sauce? And what can you share with the audience, and how did you manage to pull that off?
Secret sauce is speaking more. I don't know how to stop. Even in school, 2 point का question आता था, 2 paper भर देता था. And teachers would laugh at me and say, bloody, why do you want to fill all these papers? I used to tell them, I don't know where to start and where to begin. All that I want to know, I want to say it. I think I'm one of the lucky ones. I was able to meet my admiration, my role model, Dr. Kalam, as part of Lead India training program in 2006. So everybody, we were all, a couple of students were selected to meet him at Rashtrapati Bhavan, and we were all waiting. And we had great plans of, I especially had great plans of catching his hair and seeing how it feels like, because I enacted him when I was in school, and they've given me a a long-haired wig I put in. So I really want to see whether that hair looks the same way or it is artificial. So so we were all thinking, and everybody was saying, "Are Srikanth, you cannot see him because we are not allowed to shake hands and all. You have to see from far." So then I thought to myself, "Oh, I cannot see him. So what would I do?" And that manifestation has led to a proper dream to my career, which is, ठीक है, अगर आज if he doesn't allow me to shake his hands, कल उनका chair खींच लेता हूँ और मैं जाके बैठ जाऊँगा वहाँ. I think that is the goal of being the first visually challenged president of this country. I think that seed kind of sowed in me and got manifested while I was waiting for Mr. President to come into the hall like this. And he comes there, and then everybody kind of, shoe sound is something I heard. Everybody got up, and I also got up, and he asked everyone what all they want to become, and to his surprise, I was able to say what I manifested just a minute ago. And that made him come and hug me, and I was lucky to catch his hair. I did not pull it though. So I think I enjoyed the lovely relationship with him for more than 4 or 5 years. We worked on several projects. I got several comments from him, including, he himself said many times that I'm his hero publicly, which actually flattered me. But I didn't understand at that point why was he saying me hero. But later I understood. He's giving me that batons of inspiring the whole country after his generation, and making this 60% of India who is young minds today into a missile level workforce for the future by inspiring and empowering and empathizing people. So I think that has been a dream that he has actually given me. And with that, I also want to become the president of India because I have fancy goals. Fancy goals of not making second girlfriends, of course, but flying in a fighter jet and going in a submarine are two unfulfilled dreams that I have so far. I can only fulfill them when I become the president. Even Sandeep can't get me onto the fighter jet, I guess. So I have to become at any cost. There is no shortcut to it. And and on a serious note, I have to continue to inspire people. And when it comes to Ratan Tata, see, he believes in people who has strong commitments and vision for India and for people. I think that vision actually attracted him to be a part on a very small way, and encouraged me to dream big, work hard, and let the universe help me to succeed. I think I have been having a great blessings from right people at right times. That is why I believe right age to right exposure at right age is quite important. But without that exposure, all our talent and hard work won't take us beyond breaking stones by hand all day. So I'm one of the lucky ones. The setbacks I had in life enabled me to gain more exposure. Whenever someone said no to me, I would climb over their head to proceed to the next level. I think that is the secret of success. But I also think my immediate response to any challenge is to say, bring it on. As you rightly see in the movie or from my story, all of us will have two responses. Either we have a flight response or a fight response. Since I don't see any of you, I would only have a fight response rather than running away or taking a flight. So I think that helps me to overcome challenges and be a great person, or be a better person, and think outside the box. And I always tell you, wherever you stop seeing, I start seeing. I think wherever your eyesight ends, my vision begins. I think that is the way, that is where I'm lucky, and I am blessed with this power of vision, which is for the mind, and I definitely tell you, sight is for the eye. So that is why I so far have done anything that people thought is undoable, whether jumping from the sky onto through a parachute, or doing archery, not knowing what is ahead of you, and jumping into a Olympic-sized pool, not knowing the depth of the water. All that I know is how to protect myself when I jump. So I don't have fear in my eyes because I have a blessing of not seeing. But seeing through my vision is what is my blessing.
So, so awesome. In fact, interestingly, Srikanth has given answers to 4 questions that I was proposing in one. But the next chapter
You
actually.
can bring up more questions then.
Absolutely, and we've got the audience too. So, I think the question that I had was about sport, and he's partially spoken about it. And he's talked about playing cricket for India. He's talked about chess. He's not talked about chess at the national level, archery. Interestingly, when he was at MIT, he ended up playing baseball, and he created a record of sorts there, which we're going to ask him
Yeah,
about.
I made home runs many times, 120 meters or taller.
Wow. And
See, the way it becomes easy to make a home run because the baseball, interestingly, the beep baseball has 2 bases instead of 1 base. So for baseball for the blind, it is actually even more competitive because in general there is only 1 base, a third base or a first base. You see where it is and you run to it before the ball is being picked up. But here, the moment you hit the ball, depending on which direction the ball goes, base operator will trigger that particular base. There's 1 base there, there's 1 base there. So you are in the center. So you have to thoroughly observe which base goes off. Before the ball is being picked up, you need to run. So that is a complicated task. So I as well think, अरे यार ये सब running कौन करेगा? I mean, I'm already lazy and I don't walk much and eat a lot of junk food. So I tell myself, I don't want to run. I better hit it hard so that it goes over 120 meters and get a home run. So my laziness, in fact, helps me in some ways, but not everybody does.
Excellent. Is there any sport that you haven't tried and you still long to try?
Running race is something I don't want to do it. Skipping is another thing I don't want to do it because that's too much of exercise. And I think I have done most of stuff, any sport. I guess not. I mean, I think I have pretty much played as a fun or profession. I played volleyball, baseball. I think yes, I want to play tennis and hockey some way if it is made accessible. I think I have to look into that. But as of now, I don't think I have any regrets of not playing any sport, including kabaddi, kho, shot put, long jump, everything I tried. But I think I don't have any regrets, but in sports as much. So I played to my best abilities, whichever I liked. So.
Great. Now we'll get on to a different chapter, and we talk about business and leadership. And I think if anyone's seen the movie, it's also about facing the toughest times. And there were scenes in which you really nearly went bankrupt, and then you picked yourself up. And
Yeah.
you
COVID actually made all of us go bankrupt in some way or the other. So nothing special about it.
So the question to you is, your life shows that successful leaders persist where others may give up. How did you keep going through these tough situations day after day?
I think it is from people who insult me and harass me every day. So I think it is you who makes me going every day. Me in the sense, not someone from the hall, but in general, anybody who mess with me, I would not leave you till I achieve it. So I think that character and DNA made me what I am today. So I think all the failures is something I have learned so much. My birth itself was in question. My parents were faced with a 50-50 chance of putting me in a big pit or bringing me up against all odds and showing utmost compassion. I think my parents were luckiest, even though they had no education, no literates, no wisdom, no financial backup. Yet they were able to show that compassion on me and bring me up against all odds. And I'm so grateful to them for it. And that is from this couple, I have learned that compassion is actually what makes you rich as a person. Not all the money in this world doesn't make you rich. In fact, they make you vulnerable. But it's the compassion that makes you rich. And people may wonder, showing compassion is not giving money to a beggar on the streets. We think it's a good karma, but it's actually bad karma. And you are removing your guilt, but you are not helping someone. So I think compassion means showing someone a means to live with dignity and purpose and show someone livelihood opportunities so that they can take care of their families. I think that itself is what made me a leader and showed a path for me to become a leader with emotions. I'm a very emotional guy. Unlike what you see, Sandeep, I'm not arrogant or adamant. You may think of people who have seen a movie. In the second half, they show me like an arrogant guy. But of course, to a little extent, it is okay, but not too much. But I'm too adamant. I don't let anybody mess with me. And if somebody says I cannot do it, I will always try and prove it. So, in fact, I love those people who say that. And whatever fights I make in life, I make good friends. Be it at airports, be it on board, be it in school, be it in work sites, anywhere, be with vendors. I fight, but I remain in relationship with that people for the life. I think I learned so much from people who mess with me, and they are the ones who build my character and build me as a leader. And I think the setbacks I had in life enabled me to gain more exposure, and hardship has become an addiction for me. So that nowadays, if I don't see a hardship, I become restless, as I told you. So I think I live this life like this, and my DNA is coded not A plus B plus C, A plus A square plus B square is equal to C square, but it may be A square plus B square is equal to hardship square. I think I need that hardship square to thrive and be successful in life.
Excellent. So I'm going to take an opportunity now of asking you 3 questions at one go, so you can answer them at will. So the first part is, what's next for Srikanth, the individual? What's next for Bollant? And the third part is, given the decade, how are you bringing in tech into Bollant?
This needs a keynote answer, exactly. He said 3 questions, but 3 important key questions. I think for me, as I said, I have a bigger responsibility ahead now that the movie is behind us. I think everybody is expects more out of me. It's a big, stressful 40-year period ahead of me. I have to live this with more caution and with more responsibility, and of course with freedom. So freedom comes with responsibility. I am just beginning to do well in terms of building scalable business out of waste by using people who are at the margins of the society. So having talked about waste, speaker ahead of me I overheard when I was walking into the room about bagas and stuff like that. So that intrigued me because I work with a lot of materials from a sustainable side. We recycle 100% of our waste into usable products, ranging from our boiler ash into minerals, plastics into fuels, the municipal waste into fresh craft paper for packaging applications, pharma effluents into pure form of solvents and organic materials or inorganic industrial chemical products, agricultural leaf waste from Karnataka into tableware products which are served in the US, and we build surfactants, we build all your soaps, detergents, cosmetics, and much more using agricultural waste materials, so as cashew nut derivatives. We take out the cashew nut waste, which are these shells which are left out of the nice kernels that you eat, and you throw the shell, and you don't throw it, processing industries throws it. And we pick up that and we extract oil out of it. And that oil is actually replacing phenols and sulfates in the soaps and detergent industry right now, and we are leading the way in doing so. So we keep environment up front, and we keep money next, and we keep human impact parallelly important. So we hire people with various disabilities as part of our workforce. We also have a tagline which says, we also employ able-bodied people. I think that's the way to put what we are for Bollant. We want to list, we are coming out of COVID struggles and couple of stuff, and we started doing well, and we would wish to do well and list the company soon. We are beginning our exports in the United States soon. We have developed interesting products, including these monopods for your washing machines using biosurfactants for the first time. And we wish to launch it very quickly. And I want to build a company that lasts forever, that that symbolizes the protection of, that symbolizes the human impact versus environmental impact. I think I wish to take on any challenges and move on and pursue interesting projects as part of my career and continue to do well and make you all happy and keep inspiring people.
Awesome. And become the next president of
I
India.
guess you all have to vote at that point of time.
Okay. I'm cognizant of time, and we're just going to go into a little fun segment, which is going to be called as our rapid-fire questions. So I'm going to request Srikanth to keep it short in terms of the responses. So the first rapid-fire is baseball or cricket in 2024. Which is the preference?
Cricket.
Oh, awesome. And which team would you support?
I think I should have my own team and I should play for it. I think as part of movie promotions, we were playing a game in one of the turfs in Bombay, and Zahir Khan threw 4 balls. मेरा इज्जत बचा दिया. मैंने 3 बॉल को मार दिया अच्छा से. I think 1 ball I was too overconfident. उठा के मारना था, लेकिन I was beaten. So I love cricket even now.
Awesome.
Given an opportunity, I wish to play back again.
So the next one, your favorite movie?
Srikanth.
Okay.
And if given a chance, I would act in the place of Rajkumar Rao. Maybe if you think I'm smart. Otherwise, I won't.
Okay, the third one, your role model?
Abdul Kalam.
Okay. Now, if you were to
And I like this favorite quote which says, dream is not that something you see in sleep, but it is something that doesn't let you sleep. I think it truly embodies who I am.
Excellent. Now, the fourth one, if you have to upskill your learning, will it be at MIT or will it be at IIT?
I get at NASSCOM with AI. I think AI is the next future. We all have been talking about it, so I wish to learn more about it and upskill myself to tackle the problems that we get out of AI. Because when I go to any chat, these little pods that a customer care uses nowadays, it doesn't solve the problem. It goes round and round and round, and it doesn't give you an answer.
The last one, in terms of our, the rapid fire, is...
we'll do an audience fire after that.
Yes, we shall do that. And if, Srikanth, you had enough money to buy out an IT company, which would you go after?
Oh, that's a tricky question. But I never thought of IT because that's something I was not aware of. I mean, I'm more interested in buying sick companies, taking over sick companies and modifying in terms of factories and machines.
Let's think about an IT company which you will go after.
That's a complicated question. Maybe Apple, because Apple is something that enabled me to be more independent in terms of giving me the first iPhone in 2010, 3G. Ever since, I think I've been more independent. I'm able to do everything. And I can hear 4 times than what you can hear voiceover speaking on the iPhone. So I kind of didn't like Samsung's external features. So Apple has nice internal features. So I would buy out Apple.
Excellent. So all the guys in Apple, be careful here. Here he comes. Okay, so I can go on with questions, asking questions to Srikanth, and Srikanth can go on answering them, but I think it's time for us to ask questions from the audience. Any rapid fires from the audience, please raise your hands and we'll come around. Okay, the gentleman right in front, can we get the mic to him?
Hi, Srikanth. You've been an inspiration for, I'm sure, everyone here. I just wanted to understand, probably I wanted to hear that your manifestation is to become a president. Do you have a timeline attached to it?
Timeline, yes. I think in the next 10 years, I guess.
So looking forward to see you.
I want to be the youngest also. I don't want to be that old chap sitting there and not doing much.
Okay. Anybody from this end? Anybody? Okay. We have a question from the lady here. Please mention your name, your organization.
Hi, Srikanth. I'm Udisha from nasscom. Yeah, I'm taking advantage of being from nasscom. I wanted to ask if What will be that first thing that you do when you become the president other than taking over the Rashtrapati Bhavan?
No, I think before I go to Rashtrapati Bhavan, I'll tell them, अरे यार मैं तो वो fighter jet से ले लूँगा. I think I will, once I become the president, the first file I want to sign is, I want to make alterations to our Indian Penal Code and CRPC on a serious note and say, any Indian who doesn't dream big will get a 14-year life sentence. No bails attached to it.
Great. And we have time for one question. Anyone? Okay. Get the mic there, please.
Hi, Srikanth. This is Norton from Capgemini. Yeah, I just have one question for you. What is it that motivates you to be so positive and confident?
I think my failures, as I said, because if you try to give me a challenge, then I would love it, and that motivates me to think outside the box. And that is purely what I really look up to it. And other than that, I don't think I have anything. So I've been made that way. Whenever I got 1 mark less in my classroom, मुझे इतना रोता था मैंने, इतना रोता था. I used to get angry so badly and say, किसी का notes फाड़ देता हूँ. I think I couldn't accept failures. And in life, I never know how to say sorry, because first thing first, I don't do blunders, knowing that it's a blunder. And if I don't know anything, I would happily say sorry. But for not my mistake or anything that I'm not supposed to say sorry, I would never say it even now, in spite of President coming and asking me to say sorry. I wouldn't do it. I think that stubborn nature is what keeps me going. And at the same time, I'm very loving, very caring, emotional, passionate. So I'm a good human being. So I think that is what allows me to perceive anything that I want to do.
Awesome. So anything else? You want to ask a follow-up question? You can ask that. Okay. So I think...
I guess all of you want to go soon.
Yes, I guess everybody's got flights to catch, including myself. But I must say, it's been an intriguing 30-plus minutes with Srikanth. And there have been many more conversations that I've had with Srikanth in the lead up to this. And our questions whittled down from literally 25 to 7. And
I was actually arguing with Sandeep, 30 minutes is not enough for me.
Absolutely. We went into this conversation and I said, let's not do keynotes, let's do conversations. So I'm sure we would have had much more time with Srikanth, but there's so much of learning from his journey. There's so much of inspiration. His life story is a testament to patience, perseverance, as I said earlier, a bit of stubbornness, but a lot of vision and the entire spirit that he has within himself, which he never says no. He doesn't give up. And I must say, on behalf of the entire tech fraternity here, the GCC community, I think we all are truly inspired by your achievements and the impact that you continue to make in every little manner. And it's just a standout. And all I would request, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, to give Srikanth Bolla another big round of applause for his inspiring story. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and with all your blessings, I have to do much more and create cleaner and greener India for all of us, and a happy and inclusive India for all of us. We have bigger responsibility ahead, and I would always stand firm and tall in fighting against any odds that may come across my way and perceive things that I love and India wants me to do it. With all your blessings, thank you again for having me at nasscom GCC. Looking forward to working with you in future endeavors. Thank you.
For more content on tech and leadership, subscribe to NASSCOM YouTube channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.